Imagine being in charge of saving a life. That and having a matter of moments to do it in some of the most dangerous situations. It's something the St. Louis City EMS deal with on a daily basis.
I was on the highway and there was a really bad accident. And I just remember no one else was on scene and I just didn't know what to do to help.
Colleen Kinsella joined the division 3 years ago. She's noticed a change.
Our assaults have picked up, our shootings have picked up. It's always hard to see those and see people hurt, but at the same time, you want to be the one who responds because you're confident in your abilities and this is what you've been training to do.
Jared Eddingfield has more than 20 years on the job. The sounds of the sirens drives the work.
I don't listen to the sirens when we're going to the hospital. I don't pay attention to the bumps that we're hitting in the street. I just focus on what is wrong with them and what I need to do for that person.
The city's EMS gets anywhere from 12 to 18 calls a night. That's more than one dispatch every hour. The high crime rate brought James Hale here to learn.
Sometimes there's incidents where there's multiple patients with a lot of people on scene that are, hurt and need help. And given like current staffing and stuff like that, there might only be just yourself.
Kinsella says it can be hard with limited resources.
We definitely need more people. We've been begging for help. We need people who are interested in doing the job and doing the job right. We need more resources, we need more trucks.
A harsh reality for paramedics and patients.
You sit there and you have calls holding, which is what it's called. Those people need you, but you can't do anything about it because you're on your call right now.
She says the mental strain becomes minute when lives are in her hands.
It's nice knowing that people trust you enough to come into their house and to know that you're worthy of that trust and you work hard to be worthy of that trust.
It's fantastic. It's a fantastic job.
In St. Louis City, Kalista Mitrisin, Fox 2 News. Imagine running your water to find this, a bowl of water filled with rust. It's a problem for many residents here in Festus.
We give her a bath once a week. If anything, I wipe her down with little baby wipes because it's just very concerning.
Brittany Kerbler is talking about what bathing her 2-month-old has been like since living in the Edgewood community. The last water system report for Festus was filed 2 years ago. While the city says that's not necessarily typical, that iron oxide they're seeing in water isn't even listed as a potential contaminant. They say it's due to pipes over 50 years old. Even city officials don't want to drink it.
I wouldn't drink it, you wouldn't drink it.
Those who have no choice have questions.
What am I been drinking here?
The problem is the lack of proper water output. Over the last few years, the small city has grown to 12,000. The system no longer able to properly support.
So the cities have had to supplement from their own ground storage well.
That causing residents a host of their own issues beyond the color of the water.
It's ruined our washers, dryers, dishwashers, fridges.
Fisher has spent $10,000 out of his own pockets on trying to fix what the water has caused. And take a look at this, a rusty, dirty filtration system. It's only 3 weeks old.
This should last about 6 months.
Now, a glimpse of relief after we reached out to the city.
The city declared that any of the residents are being affected by this current episode. We'll give them a water bill credit.
But also a whole new collection well, part of a $12 million campaign set to produce more than double what the current one does. Camp says it's when Mississippi River waters get low, water output has been the worst.
The work done by JCWA will position the two communities for growth.
City officials say while this multi-million-dollar project on these wells are underway, you can reach out to the city for more information on how to get a relief on those water bills. We'll have that information on our website. In Festus, Kalista Mitrisin, Fox 2 News. That 32-year-old was healthy and well before dying from dehydration and a lack of insulin. Now an employee with the Justice Center telling us it's a string of problems contributing to similar situations inside that center.
I'm a diabetic and I had to try to get my medication. It took a long time for them to come to bring it.
That man, a former inmate, says it was hours before he received the medicine he needed. Monday night, he described what he saw inside the Justice Center.
I just saw a lot of people on fentanyl overdosing in there.
The CJC hung up when we called, but for one person who works under the facility who did not want to be on camera, he's heard response to medical emergencies is a problem. He anonymously spoke to Fox 2.
A lot of times, whenever they have a medical emergency with an inmate, A lot of the times they do not take them to the hospital or get them the help that they need because they can't afford to send an officer with them to the hospital.
That employee knows several who have left. That coming after 2 inmate deaths happened just 2 months ago in the span of 2 weeks. This autopsy report just released details on a healthy 32-year-old man succumbing to dehydration and a lack of insulin.
The fact that people are dying across the street from where our city hall is.
Stanton and the Freedom Community Center work with the detention facility oversight board.
The fact that we have still not been able to get inside of the facility and do those investigations, and things are steady happening, and people are steadily dying.
9 deaths in the last 2 years.
Someone was really sick and needed to really go to the hospital as soon as possible, but they just didn't call an ambulance because they were, quote, understaffed. And that person ended up dying.
The employee says staffing shortages are a big issue, and until a real solution is found, Stanton believes
it's a smoke and mirrors around the trainings that need to take place.
Now, members with that board tell us by the end of this month, necessary training to get inside of the Justice Center will wrap up. Mayor Jones telling Fox 2 that they are now looking for a healthcare provider to fill a position as Chief Medical Officer at the CJC. Reporting here in downtown St. Louis, Kalista Mitrisin, Fox 2 News.
We're taking care of the machine so that the human can take care of the human elements of a fire. So maybe you want to change the pressure.
Jason Serrano served as a fireman in the St. Louis region for nearly 20 years. He knows the pressures of working on a pumper truck.
We were just on a random fire one day, and I was just getting tired of running circles around the truck. You can imagine a fire truck, it's like a big metal wall. So if you're on the pump panel side out in the street and the fire is on the passenger side, you can't see anything. So as a pump operator, you have to do mechanical stuff at the panel, but then people are always asking you to help with hose, get tools, establish a water supply. So you end up doing 2 jobs at the same time, and that causes you to like run a lot of circles around the truck. Now that we put the truck in pump gear, the screen changes and now you're able to flow water.
So he spent 8 years designing the SAM system. Instead of manually controlling water pressure with all through pressure level gauges and other levers,
take it down to 90.
Firefighters can now do it with the touch of a button.
When you do the automation or you use SAM, everything's done for them, like you just have to turn water on. So it eliminates a lot of human error.
Findings from the SAM system show firefighters are not hitting the correct water pressure almost half of the time, which can cause pressure and water flow to fail completely. It poses a real problem during moments that matter most.
There's a lot to do in the first 8 to 10 minutes that's going to set the tone for how the call goes.
Chief Randy Vasquez with the Fayetteville Fire Department says the shortage is so severe, they only have 10 firefighters, sometimes leaving just 1 crew member, forced to fight a fire on their own. He's one of the first to implement the SAM system into a fire department.
We can put water on the fire faster. It improves efficiency, it improves safety. We can get more done in less time.
With many retiring from volunteer firefighting, Serrano hopes the simplicity and technology of the SAM system will help attract younger recruits.
We're going to have you put the truck in gear.
Fire up the truck.
Just drag the stop sign in.
Activate the intake. And within seconds, the water pressure conforms to its needs.
There you go. Keep going.
The process of pump to nozzle takes 15 seconds, opposed to 2 minutes. Imagine how this could help during major crisis.
Especially on larger wildfires, you get a lot of people out by themselves with the larger pumpers protecting structures. So when you're by yourself, having that automation is going to be like when you have to stretch your forces thin, it's going to give you a lot of support in that area. Remember how we said you can switch to hydrant? If you drag that over, it'll switch to hydrant.
15 fire departments have started using the SAM system in Missouri. 6 are using it in Illinois. Those departments can collect data that has been uncharted up to this point.
So now that we have technology on the truck, the big conversation in the fire service today is data. So our pump houses are silent. So we have stories about, did we run out of water? How were the pressures? How long did it take to charge a line?
Now, Serrano says it's also about evolving cultural barriers in firefighting that have left operations so outdated. He says the way it's always worked isn't always the answer. So Engine House 1 and Engine House 11 make up about 30 St. Louis City firefighters that are part of a group known as Marine 1. They specialize in water rescues, a job that doesn't stop even when it's this cold outside.
They're going to start losing their ability to think properly, respond to verbal commands, and eventually will just pass out. And it's a very rapid process. In a matter of minutes, it'll happen.
If you fall through ice and into the ice-cold water beneath, it only takes moments for the hypothermia to start setting in. That's why it's crucial for people like Captain Ross Hetz from the St. Louis City Fire Department to be able to pull you out and do it fast.
We have ponds that freeze over, and there's a very high probability of children out there playing, dogs going out on the water, breaking through the thin ice, then their owners try to rescue them.
Captain Hetz and the rest of Marine One spend the coldest days of winter training for that moment when someone falls through the ice, and I suited up with them.
I feel like hazmat right now.
Their water suits have layers of protection, they're thermal, they have flotation, water resistant, and have a harness device built in for retrieval.
The temperature to what to expect when you get in, you might think it's going to be freezing, but with our equipment, it's not. It's no problem at all.
Ian McGann has been a firefighter with St. Louis City for over a decade. He showed me how to crouch, crawl, and use ice picks to glide across the ice. You have to be able to reach the person you're saving without getting into trouble yourself.
That person's in the water because the ice was too thin, so you don't know where that's going to be for you. So you want to spread your weight out, get skinny on the ice until you get out there, so you don't fall in. So that's the importance of staying low and evenly distributing your body weight.
As I made my way out to Ian to rescue him from the water, it became clear that each situation is unique, and staying calm is crucial to each and every rescue.
How did I do, guys?
It's wonderful. This whole Channel 14 thing doesn't work out.
The team trains for ice water rescues at least once a year. Hetz showed them different scenarios he's seen over the last 30 years.
And then we'll do actually a scenario where they'll go in, approach a victim, rescue them, and bring them to safety.
And there's been some rescues that have been more complicated than others, but when we show up, we got to do it.
Important to note, with these temperatures fluctuating, it is creating more unknown when it comes to the thickness of that ice. Now, Captain Hetz says they've had more animal rescues than actual water rescues of people, but he also says if you witness someone fall into the ice, do not try to complete a rescue operation. Instead, you're asked to call 911 immediately. Described as a quiet and quaint neighborhood here in Wentzville, the sights and sounds of a new fence aren't the only concerns among residents.
And we just see how close it is to our houses.
On the other side of this big white fence is what's concerning Angie Bauer and other neighbors.
But nothing that I have been told, nothing that I have been delivered, gotten emails on, anything else like that.
Biotech is building a plant they described to us as a hydrogen hub, set to produce 350 tons of hydrogen a year. Neighbors claim they were never told.
They installed a nitrogen hub right next to our neighborhood.
Now residents worry about potential dangers.
What would happen if there was a catastrophe?
The transitioning from fossil fuels to new forms of cleaner energy is a change neighbors worry could hurt their wallets.
This is an investment in my future, and if my property value is going to go down because I'm within a blow area of a hydrogen plant, if I can't sell my family to another home, that kind of defeats the purpose of me investing in the city to begin with.
With construction well underway, Biotech says the plant will be completed in late summer. Representatives tell Fox 2 the facility is designed to meet all safety codes and standards while adding new jobs.
My question is, what is this going to do to our property value?
Community members say they hope the company is more forthcoming with information as the project continues. Reporting in Wentzville, Kalista Mitrisin, Fox 2 News. We're learning it was another 23-year-old, Jarrell Anderson, who got into an altercation before killing Tyrion Austell at this exact MetroLink. We're now learning the two had some connections.
Due to the Metro security camera system, investigators were able to establish a person of interest early on in this investigation.
That and the help of the public. 90 tips later, and Anderson is facing a charge of murder with interest to kill and injure. His bond, a whopping $2 million.
These acts of violence that we continue to see proliferate within the region, and it's not just Metro Transit, we see it every day. These are sad occurrences.
Especially at the cost of a life lost too soon. It's why 19 investigators, with the help of other agencies, have been working around the clock since July 25th, when the call was made at 5:45 a.m.
A second call came in of a male shot on a train that was at the Washington Park MetroLink station. The deputies were able to link those two crime scenes together as one incident.
Just 3 days later, Commander Biggs says the arrest came because
the dedication and professionalism of the men and women that's standing behind me, their work is what brought this to a quick ending.
At the end of Q1 this year, MetroLink says they had 15 incidents per 100,000 passengers who boarded,
We're getting ready to close and secure all these platforms with high security gating and fencing.
including the station the murder happened at. They'll also be increasing the 900 cameras they have to 1,600. It's all because
But we all take it personally. Here's the thing, we all love our city.
the St. Clair County Sheriff's Office says while this investigation is ongoing, Anderson will spend his time at the St. Louis County Justice Center before being extradited to the St. Clair County Jail. In East St. Louis, Kalista Mitrisin, Fox 2 News. 100% increase in student welders here at Kaskaskia Community College. It's something they only hope on expanding.
Starting off in it, you feel intimidated because it is a male-dominated industry.
That sizzle and spark is the sound of the welding industry being reinvented. And it's happening at a small community college in Centralia, Illinois.
Once I started doing it, I really enjoyed it, and I decided that's what I want to do for a career.
Zoe Cook is part of the 2-year welding program at Kaskaskia Community College. And for once, she's not the only woman in the class.
When I came in, we had about 1 female welder per class. It jumped up to where you'd have 5, 6 females through the program at the same time.
Adding more women to the program hasn't just broadened the baseline, it's changed the dynamic.
I realize the guys aren't as hard on you as you'd think they'd be.
My position opened up and I...
Associate Professor Corey Wellen says the guys could even learn something from the girls.
They got to steady your hand. They come in and probably know when they come in, they listen a little bit better. So some of the little tips you're giving them, they pick it up quicker.
For Madeline Santel, this career path wasn't the solidified scene she'd pictured, but it's become the tug, or TIG, she's been looking for.
It's whenever you have the torch in one hand with your tungsten and you have the filler metal in the other hand, have an open mind to it. Because whenever I was younger, I never pictured myself doing something like this.
It's the open-mindedness helping to fill a progressive problem in the industry.
They're needing people and they can't fill the spots.
The American Welding Society predicts the need for welders will jump to 400,000 this year across the U.S.
We're training their workforce from the local unions to the companies here in state, in town, in the district.
For Santel, it's the opportunity that's helping her.
College would have been something that I would have had to pay for out of pocket. It's not something that my parents would have helped me with.
You can do it, and don't doubt yourself. Just because you're a girl doesn't mean anything.
On March 22nd, the college will host Explore KC Day, where parents and students can come explore all of the wonderful programs they have here at the facility. We'll have all that information right on our website at fox2now.com. Reporting in Centralia, Illinois, I'm Kalista Mitrisin. It's a problem that's gone on for years, and now community members say they feel failed by the county. They aren't the only ones.
Right in the middle of a number of homes is this septic system that has failed. So I think it's a perfect storm of a problem.
A problem is exactly what it's caused for 20-year resident Bill Cochran and others near Sontag Road in St. Louis County. The concerns are only building because of this.
I have a 5-year-old granddaughter, and that's unsafe.
Every time water's flushed, that hole grows. How would you describe the smell?
Putrid.
And when the rain comes?
When it rains this hill up here, water gushes down here.
It's not too far from the Merrimack River.
From federal to state to county, nearly 30 complaints later, and still that sewage sits stagnant.
It's very frustrating and how slow things move.
This report clearly states St. Louis County's Public Health Department testing and failing the owner system. That was March of 2023.
They need to have some authority to do something about this, not just bump it around.
His thoughts come after the property resident has done nothing. We knocked and asked him about the situation. He says he's working on it. The same response he's given Cochran. A lack of action has him frustrated with the district.
As far as St. Louis County is, my tax bill going up 85% on my property alone.
Paying more for less, the issue isn't just in this neighborhood.
We have properties, from what I've been told, around the county that are similar to this.
Harder says there needs to be more urgency.
I think we need to look at our ordinances when it comes to these situations, and that things like septic systems, water systems, maybe needs to be on a higher priority list.
We reached out to county and state officials, still no real answer on what will happen next. The community just hopes it comes soon. In St. Louis County, Kalista Mitrisin, Fox 2 News.